Hi everyone, Reaper's Lair here. So, as I said in the previous episode, in this episode we'll be focusing on going firstly to the Imperial City to sell off all our loot, and then we're going to bank that money. And right after that we're going to go and start on the Mage's Guild questline, because we actually need access to the Arcane University in order to make our own spells, which would be very, very good. So as you can see, bandits here are quite easy to deal with at level 1 at least, using touch spells. But later on we're going to have way more powerful touch spells. I can't wait for that. Yeah, so right now it's just about looting. We're going to go into Vulverin over here for a few minutes. Okay, so after checking the outside, we're just going to go inside now and just do a little bit of looting so we'll have a bit more spare cash to play around with. I always like these dungeons. They're pretty much, a lot of people will say they're very samey, pretty much they all look the same. Every Elven Ruin will look the same as every other Elven Ruin, and the same for the bandit fortresses and stuff like that. But for me, I actually really enjoy this. It's fun to explore it. It's fun to, myrtleize whatever's inside and collect their loot, which is exactly what I'm doing here. But I'm not going to complete this dungeon in this video. This is just to give us a bit of boost to our cash. Once we have our own touch spells made, at that point we're going to start actually clearing ruins, and as I said in the first video, we'll see if we can do 1 quest and 2 ruins every episode. I might change it up just to keep it exciting, so that no one gets burnt out on the series, because this is a long game, especially if you're trying to do everything. I'm super excited for it. I hope you guys are as well. And let's see what we can do. So my main focus here is to actually just get the Welkin stones. Anything else I get is just a bonus. And there's a Mage's hood that I really want in here as well. I'll be enchanting that later. Also, I'm actually just reading this just because, well, it's a unique item and it tells a little bit of the backstory of this place. And I'm like heavily into role-playing, so this is my shit. The reason I collect fruits and, like food items in general, is just because, for the most part, this is with the exception of pumpkins, but for the most part they're worth quite a bit more than they weigh, so it's good to sell them, especially early on when you don't have a lot of gold, which is our main problem here. We don't have a lot of gold. That will change though. I don't know what happened here. This bandit just literally just walked in. He somehow didn't see me, and my skeleton got triggered on him, and so they started, just beating the hell out of each other until I came in with a touch spell and he died. Later on, the touch spells are actually going to be really cool because they're going to have multiple effects. So yeah, I don't actually want to spoil the surprise though, although at this point this game is so old I doubt it will be a surprise, but still, it's going to be fun to do. So we should be pretty much done with this dungeon at this point. Just need to get that hood, which I'm not seeing, but it's right there, like just above this chest. And there's one more bandit to deal with, which I've alerted, so I'm gonna have to deal with them. I'm paranoid, so I won't leave the ruin until I've actually killed this person, because yeah, in the back of my mind they're always following me around and stuff. I'm just paranoid, I guess. Yeah, there's the hood. Okay, Reaper's Lair, you can pretty much leave now. You've got basically everything you need. Guys, bear with me, this is like my first voiceover. Something went wrong with my audio software, so I don't know, my mic wasn't working, and now it is kind of working. We'll have to see how well it works. In my testing so far it seems fine, but for now we'll just have to play it by ear, I guess. That's actually the reason I'm doing a voiceover, because, well, yeah, I couldn't record my voice during, in game, so I had to use a text-to-speech thing, and that wasn't going over so well. And yeah, I feel it's going to give me a lot more leeway to just make more videos, as opposed to spend hours and hours editing them, putting in text-to-speech every time I want to say something. Or, yeah, this just makes it a lot easier.
I ran into some goblins in the woods not long ago. What kind of deal can I make for you today?
So I just sped this up. No one wants to sit through this and watch me do this. I'm just selling all the loot that I have to get as much money as possible. And as I said, I have a banking mod installed, so we can basically just make passive income, which is really nice. I also have another mod, which is
come back and see me again.
Oh yeah, it adds a store.
Goodbye.
But we'll mess around with that like a lot later.
Blasted thief.
But yeah,
I
that
hope
should
they
be fun
string
to
him
do.
up when they catch him. He's a slippery one, though. The beggars are his eyes and ears. I have the best prices in town. Why? I'm smart, and you're smart. We know the right people. We get the best deals. A lot of mages swear by Rindir's staffs. Goodbye. Please, come again.
Okay, now it's off to the bank as soon as I've looted these containers. Every bit counts in the beginning. For us to become a powerful ass mage, we're gonna need a lot of money. Spells are not cheap. For that matter, I still don't understand why you're paying the lectern or whatever it is you're using to make the spell. It's like, what, does it need a college education? I don't get that, but anyway, it's fine. It's part of the game, so we'll just have to deal with it.
Good thing we have the Pawns courier. I don't know how we'd get Unused without it.
I prefer to just listen to people talk. Some of the conversations they have are truly remarkable. So I've heard.
Good day.
Good day.
Okay, so the items that we're really looking for in those barrels are basically anything useful to us in the short term and long term, like money, lockpicks, that kind of thing. Although I hate the lockpicking minigame. And clothing items, because we can just sell them quickly and get a bit of cash for them. It's like, it's free money. You don't have to go, clearing ruins and that for that. So at early levels, on normal difficulty at least, it's easier to do this. Once we have the spells that we want, it'll be much easier to actually just go and pretty much loot anything you want to. The build I'm going for is pretty much invincible unless you get seen. Then you're in trouble. So it is a stealth build, but it's unique. I don't utilize sneak at all, so that should be interesting. In fact, the only time I actually use sneak is later on in this video, because there's an NPC that tries to like fuck you over, and I really don't appreciate that. You know he didn't pay nearly as much for the item that he's selling back to you. He's just trying to pocket a good amount of gold, so yeah, I kind of took it back. You'll see what I mean. You can see it on his face. He's a freaking swindler.
Who are you?
Hello.
Edgar Vautrin. You don't want the very best. You want cheap. And I got cheap.
Let's do business.
So here I'm just checking to see if this guy has any charm spells, which will help immensely. It saves on having to bribe people to get them to tell you what you want to know, if you can just charm them. Unfortunately, he
He is a
doesn't have...
talented smith. One of the best around, if you ask me. Want to buy or sell, the city is great. You want free? Go down the holes, kill some monsters, sell your loot back in the city.
He's right about that. He's right about that. But yeah, like I said, that's not so easy at the earlier levels. I suppose I could, but I'm trying to make this as painless as possible. Everyone knows Oblivion's difficulty system is not great, and the way they've implemented the leveling system is not great either. Fortunately, I've installed a mod called Oblivion XP, which gives you XP based on exploring new locations, you know, when you discover them, actual kills that you make, and what's the other one, like reading a book for the first time. That also gives you XP. Oh, and completing quests. So I've opened an account with him, and right now I'm just checking the balance to see exactly how much gold I have in there. And yeah, that will go up every day by a certain amount. I think it's like 5% or something. I wish we had interest rates like that in real life, but not gonna happen. But yeah, so that's passive income, which is why I need as much money in that account as possible.
Yes.
So that was just a quick show of my major and minor skills. I realized in the first video that something to do with the way YouTube crops aspect ratios cut out part of the video on the left and right side of the screen. And yeah, I'm sorry about that. I didn't know. It looked fine when I was testing it, when I was viewing the you know, of the finished product that I'd edited. And for some reason, YouTube just messed it up. So hopefully this one will be better. The problem is I'll only know once
You
I actually
hear
upload
about
the thing.
joining the Mages Guild? Well, no bounty on your head, and you look able enough. Very well. Are you sure you want to join the guild? Then, I declare you to now be an associate of the Mages Guild. Welcome to the ranks. You'll need to acquire recommendations from all the local guild hall leaders to advance further in the guild. If they're smart, they'll take the opportunity to have you perform a small service for them. One good turn deserves another, after all. We have a responsibility to look after one another, don't we? I dare say we do, no matter what the costs. Are you so eager to begin? Very well. We can start if you feel you are ready. I'm afraid I haven't had time to prepare anything conventional. I'm very preoccupied with this situation concerning Ardaline. Perhaps you can help with that, however. I can't directly get involved for fear of embarrassing the poor girl. I'll need you to have a little chat with Varen Vamori, and you can learn something about the power of illusion in the process. I don't understand it. Some ridiculous male thing, I suppose. He's been bothering Ardeline every day for a while now. He even stole her mage's staff. Perhaps he thinks it's amusing. I don't know. But it needs to stop. It's making her miserable. The Council of Mages meets there in the Imperial City. That's where the real power of the guild lies. If you do what you need to, you'll get there one day. Just don't forget to help those who have aided you on your way. Don't say anything to her. I don't want to embarrass her further. Once this is all taken care of, I'll speak to her privately. I take my duties as chapter head very seriously. Unlike some guild mages, it infuriates me how casual some guild heads are about common civility. It's more symbolic than practical, but each carries great significance to its owner. You're going to get Arteline's staff back. Take this charm scroll. With it, you should find Varon more receptive to questioning. Don't come back without that staff. Varon Vamori should give it to you once you've persuaded him, if you understand me. Each local guild hall has its own way of doing things. That means each hall has its own set of problems. If you want it, you'll need to persuade Varon Vamori using whatever means necessary to return that staff. Not only has necromancy been banned from practice in the Mages Guild, but the guild won't deal with anyone who openly uses it. You have what you need to help him talk. I admit, it's not standard guild procedure, but I'd do anything for one of my girls. Make sure Varon hands over that staff.
Good evening.
Okay, so I'm trying to pretty much just exhaust every NPC's dialogue, just so you can get the maximum out of this video, and I can get the maximum out of the game. So yeah.
What do you want? Hello, friend. What can I do? I don't know what to say. All I want is for her to care about me, to feel the same way as I do about her. But she doesn't. I try, and it just doesn't matter. It makes me furious sometimes. All right, I admit it. I took it from her. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. I was trying to tell her how I feel, again, and she wouldn't even stop to talk to me. I just got so angry. I was a little ashamed afterwards, but I didn't know how to apologize or give it back. I wish I could. I'm afraid I don't have it anymore, you see. I sold it to a friend of mine, Saurus Aranum. He lives in the Talos Plaza district of the Imperial City. He's the one who has Ardeline's staff now. If I still had it, I'd gladly give it back. You'll have to talk to Saurus Aranum if you want it. I'm glad Mars lives here in Bravil. She's an excellent healer. Tell Ardeline I'm sorry.
Dude, you should tell her yourself. That's messed up. She doesn't like you, so you stole from her? What's wrong with you, man?
Hello. What's going on with you? I have heard that the great houses of Morrowind are in upheaval.
Any luck talking with Varon Vamori yet? It should be no trouble at all once you use that scroll. He sold it, huh? Well, this just keeps getting worse. Very well. I presume he gave you some indication of where the staff is now located? Take these and go resolve the situation. And of course, please, keep this just between us. No staff yet? Well, keep at it. Those charm scrolls should do most of the work for you, if you put them to good use. The Mages Guild has made more than a few enemies since necromancy was banned. Get that staff back, associate.
Considering
It's you.
Morrowind's...
Delphin Gend, creator of the celebrated Enemies Explode spell. Advanced trainer in destruction, and mage destined for great things.
Hopefully that'll be us soon. Mage destined for great things. Only time will tell, and you'll have to stick around to find out.
Thank you.
Dressed like a hobo.
Good day.
Be seeing you.
Okay, so this is the guy I was talking about who's a swindler. You'll see it's just, you can see it in his manner and the way he speaks, and just, he's messed up. He's gonna basically try and, at this point, that's almost all our gold. And yeah, he's gonna try and take it all just for the staff, which we need in order to progress in the quest line. So I'm gonna play a little sneaky on him.
How goes it?
Okay. You? Good day, stranger. Saurus Aranim is my name. As much as I like you, friend, I'm just not willing to part with that staff. It's nothing personal.
So the charm spell helped, but
I'm
not
listening.
enough, so I'm gonna have to bribe him anyway. Which is more money spent on this dude.
Well, isn't that sweet of you? As much as...
As
All
you can
right.
see, I'm really just
I
doing the
appreciate
bare
the
minimum here to
gesture.
try to get that staff.
As much... Tell me more. Every little bit helps. Look, I can't just give it to you. I paid good money for it, after all. I'll tell you what. You give me at least a portion of what I paid for it. Say 200 gold, and I'll give you the staff. That's a good deal, right? I wouldn't offer it to anyone else, just you. So, what do you say? I'll just take the money from you then. And here's your staff. Now, since our business is concluded, you must excuse me. Good day.
What a snake this dick is. Based on how quickly he's trying to get rid of you after this, you just know that guy, like, he didn't pay anywhere near that for that. So I'm just trying to find the best angle to sneak so that I'm not detected, and then I'm gonna save scum and pickpocket my way back to my gold, which I earned. This looks like a good angle. So yeah, save scumming. Let it commence.
Keep your...
I'm not proud of it, but this is what you have to do early game, people.
Good evening.
Hail.
Do you have the Mage's staff, associate? Ah, wonderful. I shall be most pleased to return this to its rightful owner. Thank you. You needn't tell me the details of what was involved in getting it. It's perhaps better that I know nothing about it. Your actions for the guild more than merit a recommendation. I shall send it to the university promptly. And to thank you more personally, I shall teach you this spell. You may find it useful in certain circumstances. Archmage Traven is the first to take such a hard stance on necromancy. It upset more than a few people. Please, I'm in desperate need of help,
Hi
and I
there.
think you're the
They say that
only
when you
one
murder
that I can
someone,
turn
the
to.
Dark Brotherhood comes.
I don't suppose you could help me locate my friend Henantier, could you? I miss him so. We were study mates at the Arcane University, and we've come to grow fond of each other over the years. He's always getting himself into jams with the careless ways he performs his experiments, and, well, I'm afraid he's done it again. I'm going to level with you, as you seem like you wish to help. Henantier isn't missing. On the contrary, I know exactly where he is. The problem is, he's trapped and there's no way I can free him. Great. Whatever suits you and gets me Henantier back suits me just fine. When you're ready to go and see him, let me know. But please, do hurry.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys next video.
Good day.